the endless dark of space, silence ruled everything. No stars moved, no signals called. Then from the black void, a fleet of alien warships appeared. Their commander Zeltor looked at the empty human border and smiled. "Humans are gone," he said. "Their empire is dust." The ships moved slowly between drifting rocks and broken satellites. Scanners showed no life signs, no ships, nothing but cold silence. The alien soldiers relaxed. It was supposed to be easy. Just claim the space and move forward. But something felt wrong. The air on their bridge grew heavy. The radar began to flicker. One small ship vanished from the fleet without a trace. No explosion, no signal. "Just gone. Where did it go?" an officer shouted. Before Zeltor could answer, a faint voice echoed through every communication channel. The voice was calm, human, and cold. "You shouldn't have come here." Every alien froze. The voice was old but strong. It carried something deeper than anger. It carried memory. Suddenly, the dark space around them shimmered. From behind asteroids and broken stations, massive human warships appeared, their metal glowing blue and red. They had been hiding in the shadows, waiting. Zeltor's smile faded. His second officer whispered, "Commander." They were never gone. Lights flashed. Human ships powered up their weapons, silent, precise, and deadly. And in that moment, the aliens finally understood. This was not an abandoned space, it was a trap. The silence of space was about to end, and humanity had just returned. Panic spread through the alien fleet like fire. Alarms rang, lights flashed, and crew members shouted over each other. Commander Zeltor stood frozen, staring at the giant human ships now surrounding them. For a moment he felt the weight of silence again, the kind that comes before a storm. "Open fire," he ordered. Dozens of plasma cannons lit up the dark space. Blue fire streaked toward the human fleet, but when it hit, nothing happened. The human shields shimmered like water and absorbed every blast. Then the humans responded, no warning, no sound. Only bright flashes of red light. One alien destroyer exploded instantly. Another was sliced clean in half by a beam of pure energy. Each human shot was perfect and no wasted movement, no mercy. It was as if they had studied the alien fleet for years, knowing exactly where to strike. Inside the alien command room, fear began to rise. "How are they doing this?" a pilot cried. Zeltor didn't answer. His eyes watched the human flagship, its massive cannons glowing with calm precision. Suddenly, a deep voice came through every channel. It wasn't a human one, it was something mechanical. Protocol retribution, activated. The words made every alien freeze. The computers began to glitch. Their radar filled with false signals. Their systems shut down one by one. "Commander, they're inside our network." Zeltor's hands shook. He finally understood. The humans weren't reacting. They were controlling the entire battle from the start. As his ship began to tremble under fire, he whispered to himself, "They were waiting for us." Outside, the human fleet advanced, silent, cold, unstoppable. The war had just begun. The battle outside turned into chaos. Alien ships burned like falling stars. Commander Zeltor watched helplessly as his fleet fell apart one by one. Every time they tried to retreat, human ships blocked their path, moving like they already knew every escape route. Inside the human flagship Valiant, Captain Mira Kane stood silent. Her crew waited for her signal, their faces calm but cold. On the main screen, the enemy fleet's signals flickered and disappeared. Mira whispered, "Just like before." Her officer turned to her. "Ma'am, they don't remember what they did." She looked down, her eyes filled with old pain. "That's the problem," she said. Years ago, humanity had made peace with this same alien race, after a brutal war that cost millions of human lives. The humans forgave them once. They rebuilt, but now history was repeating itself, and this time there would be no forgiveness. Back in Zeltor's ship, a strange mist filled the corridors. His soldiers fired at shadows that moved too fast to see. Small, silent drones shaped like ghosts slipped through walls, cutting cables, shutting down engines. "They're everywhere," one soldier screamed. Zeltor realized these weren't ordinary machines. They were old war drones, relics from the first human war. He remembered the stories, how those drones never stopped until their mission was complete. His ship shook again. Systems went dark. Through the broken window, he saw hundreds of tiny lights moving in the void. Drones, mines, and ships, all guided by one command. Humanity had unleashed its ghosts, and this time, those ghosts had not come for peace. The alien fleet was dying, What had once been a proud armada was now nothing more than drifting wreckage and broken signals. Fire burned across the darkness like red scars. Commander Zeltor stood in silence, his eyes fixed on the distant glow of the human flagship Valiant. "Commander, our shields are gone," an officer cried. "Keep fighting," Zeltor said quietly, though he knew it was useless. The humans moved like a storm. Silent, focused, unstoppable. Each shot they fired cut through alien armor as if the ships were made of paper. The aliens tried to send surrender codes, but their messages never reached. The humans had jammed every signal. On the Valiant, Captain Mira watched the chaos unfold. Her expression didn't change. "No survivors," she said coldly. "They didn't show mercy the first time. We won't either." Her crew obeyed. Rail cannons charged. One final flash of light filled the void. The alien command ship, Zeltor's Pride, exploded into dust and silence. Inside the burning wreck, Zeltor fell to his knees. Smoke filled the air. His last thoughts echoed through his mind, not anger, not fear, but regret. Humans, they don't repeat mistakes. As his ship broke apart, a single escape pod launched into the void. It drifted silently among the ruins, the only trace of the fallen fleet. Back in human command, the AI's voice echoed again. Protocol retribution complete. Target annihilated. Mira closed her eyes. The war was over. But deep inside, she felt no victory, only the heavy silence of justice fulfilled. For the galaxy, it was a message written in fire. Humanity was not to be tested again. The battle had ended, but the echoes of war spread far beyond the stars. Across distant worlds, every alien empire received the same transmission. A simple message sent from Earth's Central Command. "We forgave once. Never again." The voice was calm, female and steady. Captain Mira Keynes. Her words carried through the cold of space, reaching every listening ear, every fearful heart. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy went silent. In the ruins of the battlefield, human drones moved among the wreckage, collecting data and scanning for survivors. The AI reported, "Only one escape pod detected. No immediate threat." Mira looked at the screen but said nothing. Back on alien worlds, governments panicked. Some called for peace. Others ordered their fleets to retreat from human borders. The legend of the unforgiving species began to grow again, whispered in fear among soldiers and leaders alike. In dark halls of alien councils, one statement repeated again and again: "Do not cross into human space." Meanwhile, deep in the human flagship, Captain Mira watched the stars fade on the screen. Her officer spoke softly. "Ma'am, we've sent the message." She nodded. "Good, let them remember it." But then the AI interrupted. "Captain, the escape pod we detected, it's broadcasting." A small light blinked on the monitor. The pod drifted alone, sending weak data signals into the void. Mira frowned. "What kind of data?" The AI paused. "Human technology, Captain. Our own weapon blueprints." Mira's face turned pale. Someone or something wanted others to know how dangerous humanity had become. The war was over, but the next storm was already beginning to rise in the shadows. The lone escape pod drifted in the quiet dark, its lights blinking weakly. Inside, Commander Zeltor gasped for breath. His body was wounded, but his mind was awake, replaying the voices, the explosions, the human words that still echoed in his ears. He looked at the small data drive glowing beside him. It contained something his scanners had captured during the battle: human weapon designs, unknown energy patterns, and something even stranger, a transmission marked for the future. He pressed play. Captain Mira's face appeared calm and cold. Her voice filled the tiny pod. "If you're hearing this, you survived. That means you've seen what we can do. Remember this: humanity doesn't destroy for hate. We destroy for memory." Her eyes seemed to look right at him through the screen. "Tell your people what you saw. Tell them peace was given once. There won't be a second time." The message ended, leaving only static. Zeltor stared at the dark screen. For the first time, he understood the truth. Humans didn't fight for victory. They fought to never repeat their past. Outside the pod, distant human ships began to vanish into the black one by one. Their engines glowed softly before fading into darkness, leaving only the quiet hum of space. The stars around him seemed colder now. The galaxy had changed forever. Every empire, every ruler, every warrior would now remember this day, the day they learned why humanity was feared and why forgiveness had limits. As the pod floated away into the void, Zeltor whispered his final words. They were right. Humans never forgive twice. And with that, the light of his pod faded into the eternal silence of space.